Good evening, and welcome, folks. Let me just ensure that this microphone is on. Right, great microphone is on. Thank you very much for joining us this evening for our continued coverage of LGE 2023. My name is Randolph Pritchell. We thank you very much for being a part of the program. I will be joined a little later down by MP Christopher Jones, who is on his way back from that motorcade in New Amsterdam, thanking the people of New Amsterdam for turning out and voting solidly for the APNU. Folks, we have some issues to address, and we want to ensure that you are aware of what is happening around the country. We know that GCOM has been a bit slothful in declaring, especially Georgetown. They had that hiccup last night where, the ROs, the returning officers and the POs, they were there trying to submit their statements of poll and a long backup, and people left there about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning, and GCOM stopped the tabulation, and so that had to be done into today. So hence the little slothfulness as it relates to the Georgetown official results. But we can tell you, we'll share with you this evening what is happening. We want to reflect on a few things that would have happened between last night's program and tonight, because we see the narrative being peddled and pushed by the PPP. Now, last evening, as Christopher Jones and we were doing this program, I made it a point to say to you folks that Jack Dio will come tomorrow, right? He actually came right after our program last night on a hurried press conference to kind of push back on the narrative that was already out there. The fact that people knew that they were pushing very hard in these major townships, and they were, for the most part, rejected. And so we saw that continue into today, with, of course, Jack Dio coming and sitting down on his usual tirade to talk about, the fact that the APNU is lying and all manner of things. Well, the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. And so we are going to be talking about that. And I said to you last evening that he is going to come and he's going to parse the numbers and present them in such a way to make it seem as if, there was this big landslide victory. But he unfortunately can't say that. He can't claim that when in those areas that we would have set out to defend our stronghold, we defended it solidly. And so you will hear all manner of twisting and spinning to make it believe. I think Ryan Crawford had it on his page best. You're courting this girl, and and you didn't get a home base, so to speak. But you might get a little kiss or something, and sometimes you don't even get anything in some of the constituencies. But what we warned you about is exactly what happened. Now, let me just say this to you folks. The APNU did not contest in all of the local authority areas. It did not contest in all of the NDCs, right? It did not contest in all of the electoral areas mapped out for local government. And so, by virtue of that, the numbers are at the end result, because I think is region number 9 having a victory party. Now, the PPP in region number 9 is having a victory party. For those folks out there who didn't know, the APNU did not contest in region number 9. So not a ballot was cast. Nobody voted for the PPP in region number 9. Nobody voted for the APNU region 9. There was no contest. All right? By virtue of us not competing, they won by default. And so they're having a victory party for that. And so again, this forms part of the narrative. And I'm saying this, and I'm hoping our people are understanding that you will see and hear things to try and persuade you and to change the narrative. They will want to turn your attention away from for example, the licks that they got in Linden. Right? They will try and turn your attention from the fact that they lost convincingly in Georgetown. They'll try and turn your attention away from the fact that New Amsterdam rejected them also. Right? And a number of those key NDCs in all around the country, where the people said, yes, come, you bring your money, we'll take your money, but we know where to put our X. And so this is what you will hear, this is what you will see. And so we are here to clear up all of the confusion that is happening, all of what you're hearing, all of what you're seeing, and let you know what the facts are. Right. So good night to all those persons joining us on the live. Ms. Durant, thank you very much for tuning in. Let us know where you're joining us from, before we start to get into some of the details. I want the operator to pull up the first. I know we have New Amsterdam on the screen right now. We have New Amsterdam on the screen right now, and that is the motorcade that happened earlier this afternoon.
Tell them this is our time. Y'all, Mr. Jewel, stand up. Yeah. But we say progress, we say forward ever. I saw from since so small. I can't believe it's all I whine like a man. What too much to touch me? I come to get your contact. If you make it up, it's like a man. I'm not to the cell phone. I'm not gonna say it. And I gotta say it. If I stand up, if I stand up, if I stand up, Good afternoon, in the area saying thank you, thank you, thank you. You went down yesterday, you would have made the right choice. We going green, we stay green. That's right. We are them on. Focus on the air. I'm gonna program these people right now. Tell them this is our time. Y'all, Mr. Jewel, stand up. Yeah. But we say progress, we say forward ever. I saw from since so small. I can't believe it's all I whine like a man. What too much to touch me? I come to get your contact. If you make it up, it's like a man. I'm not to the cell phone. I'm not gonna let go. And I gotta say it.
Right, so that, of course, is a bit of what happened there in New Amsterdam today. And we want to say thank you very much to the residents and all of the people up there at New Amsterdam for coming out in their numbers. Not only, voting, but supporting and encouraging and being a part of the process up there. I always encourage people to be more participatory in your local democracy. And the people of New Amsterdam, we say thanks to you. Of course, we say thanks to the people of Linden. We say thanks to the people of Bartica. Thanks to the people of Madia, all around there, and who came out and rejected the PPP in their community. Folks, that was New Amsterdam. I want the operator to pull up Gordon Mosley, the Gordon Mosley post. And I want to investigate this particular post because many of our people are, in a bit of neither here nor there in terms of what exactly happened because they're getting all of these messages. But I want to break it down for you folks. I want to break it down for you. As I said earlier, the APNU did not compete in a number of local authority areas, a number of NDCs. So when Jack Dio comes and says, look, we won X amount as opposed to this amount for the APNU, of course, the numbers are going to be skewed in their favor because we did not compete in a number of these local authority areas. So hold that thought as we investigate this. Let me read the post. The post says, General Secretary of the PPP, Vice President Bart Jagdeo, has declared that his party has won the local government elections by a landslide. Now, again, I'm reminding you of what I just said. And again, these are the headlines. These are the things that he wants to get out there. Oh, to make it seem as if there was this big movement towards the PPP. There was not. So he is declaring that they won by a landslide. Although, and I'm happy that Gordon qualified the statement by saying, although it's heavy campaigning and major LG prizes of Georgetown did not result in any major breakthroughs. And I want you to understand that they will take the little wins here and there and try to magnify it for you to believe that, something drastic happened. Nothing drastic happened. The APNU AFC stronghold, they held firm. The strongholds held firm. Now, there is some contention, of course, in Bartica, not contention, but we understand that those races are very, very close, and it is reported that they're tied, Mahdia and Bartica, and that will be sorted out. Their mechanisms in place to sort out when the tie. Now, we're going to deal with that a little later. Let's go back to that post. Right? Oh, shoots. It's not up on my screen. Give me a second. Right. Let's go back to that post. Let me just pull it up here for a second. I know you're seeing it on your screen, but I want to pull it up here as we continue to investigate it. Right. At this press conference this afternoon, Jack Dio said that the party is able to wipe out the APNU. They're able to wipe out the APNU and has increased the voting count significantly in the strongholds of the APNU. Now, New Amsterdam, Georgetown, Linden, granted the race is very close in Mahdia and Bartica, Kokwani, a number of these areas, these strongholds, the APNU held firm. So I don't know if this is what Jack deems a wipeout. And so we are saying to you, do not be swayed by the propaganda that you will see coming out there from the likes of NCN and Newsroom and the PPP. And there are other mouthpieces out there. Do not be swayed by the propaganda. Understand that the results are clear. Those areas that are traditional APNU stronghold, the strongholds held firm. Right? In the city of Georgetown, as we would have projected last night, we held on to the city of Georgetown. The margin for victory is not very close. It's a wide margin of victory for the APNU, right? Our projection is that the PPP will pick up about one or two seats in Georgetown. And I will say this, for a party that had the oil money at their disposal, the state media at their disposal, voice, radio, TV, print, they had newsroom at their disposal, all the other PPP mouthpieces at their disposal. They had the money to buy votes at their disposal. You would think that they would make some sort of significant inroads into the city. The APNU FC1 constituency 15, I'm going down, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 6. The PPP won 5 out of those 15 constituencies. I was reliably informed, of course, that on the previous council, the PPP held 7 seats. So let's just assume that they're going to pick up one. With all of what I said just now, all of the oil money, all of the state media resources, all of the vote buying and the contract giving and the inducements, you would think that they would, as Jack Dio put it, wipe out the APNU. But the APNU would have done its work on the ground. With all of the flags and all of the red waves that was moving all about the city, they failed to scratch the surface in almost all of those constituencies. They won 5 out of 15 constituency races. The PR list is going to decide how many more seats they're going to get. And so don't let them come and tell you foolishness. Jagdeo is going to hold on to a 200 votes here and a 400 extra votes here. The reality is that they touted to the people that, hey, we are going to win these areas. We are confident that this oil money and the splurging that we're doing and the going into communities with bags, that is going to convince the people of Georgetown to let us run the city. And I want to bring, there was a clip, right? 31, something 31. So I'm going to pull up this clip for you. This is Jagdeo at one of the rallies in Georgetown. I think it's 45:31. Let me just, right. And we're going to play this clip for you. And I want you to listen carefully. Not that one, the one with Jagdeo. I want you to listen to what he said at the end as we unpack, you know, the narrative being pushed to make you believe that they would have made some major inroads. They're going to go on the press conference and tell you that Mabaruma is their stronghold. They're expected to win there. Let's hear. Let me hear the end of this. You got it? Let's go.
This party is when you start interacting with the People's Progressive Party. That's when you will understand our true nature. And then you will see the difference between we keep their faith and we keep our promises. So it's that we have. If they win and if we win city council, it's a big task. I know people say when we win, and I would love that. It's a big task, but it's up to you, the city. Let's show, we say give us one chance. You've got 60 years nearly. Give us this chance to show the presidents of Georgetown what we're about. Give us one chance. And if that happens, they will have our full support. They will have our full support. So everything depends on you now. So thank you very much.
Right. Give us one chance, he said to the people of Georgetown. And if you do that, the city council will have our support. This is the reason why the people of Georgetown rejected the PPP. Because as a government, you can't come and stand up and tell the people, if your party wins the city council, you will get our support. And so that has been very clear over the past few years that you have no intentions of supporting the city council. And the people are smart. The people are smart. So if you come and tell them, look, give us a chance to run the council and we will support the council, that says to the people that are standing right there that you have not been supporting the council. How, as the vice president of a country, you could come and stand on a stage and tell the people of Georgetown, look, let me go in the council and then we will support the council. What are we as citizens of Georgetown supposed to deduce from that? Not that you don't care about the council right now because it's not controlled by your party. And this is why you were rejected in Georgetown. This is exactly why you were rejected in Georgetown. Right. I wanted just people to understand. And so when you see them going around now, it was a big hullabaloo. It was a big hullabaloo. And let's confirm to the people out there that the APNU would have won the city of Georgetown. Let us be clear about that. And it isn't by any slim margin. You will hear them talk about making inroads. There was one post how the APNU lost votes here, the lost votes here. All right? All of those areas that they're saying the APNU lost votes and lost votes here, the PPP lost. They didn't lose votes, they lost. Full stop. Don't get confused, people. Let's stay focused. Jack Joe is going to be back on tomorrow. And he's going to be back on next day. Trying to spin this somehow. Because they had their eyes on the city of Georgetown. They had their eyes on Linden. The president went to Linden to talk a bundle of foolishness about giving blow. Well, it seemed as if the people of Linden give the little blow and then take the money that the sweet man give to them and then go back home to the husband. If there is the case, that take the blow, the little money that the sweet man giving them, the people become like this sweet man. Come just before election like this sweet man. Swoop in, oh, yes, come take this money that we giving you. Come give the APNU blow with us. And the people said, yes, give us the money. And they went and spent it on the husband, on the family. Right? Every single constituency in Linden went to the APNU. Right? So, don't let me get it twisted, folks. Let us stay focused. I am following some of the comments. People are saying that the APNU, let's continue to do the groundwork. We will continue to do the groundwork. We will continue to be in your communities. Like we went around and he said thanks to the people of New Amsterdam. We're going to be in the other regions, the other towns and the other NDC saying thanks to you for showing us that support. Right? I'm saying to you, do not be distracted. Do not be distracted. Do not be frustrated with the spin that you will see over the next few days. Understand that in those areas that we wanted to hold and defend, the strongholds held firm. We are still to figure out what is going to happen with the closely contested races of Mahdia and Bartica, which are tied in terms of the allocations of seats and the determination as to who will take the position of mayor is one, and I'm not going to venture into the law of it, but we're going to allow the lawyers to deal with that and figure out what the law says about that. I heard that you saying that when Volcan was minister, he decided on the mayor and they are going to stick to that convention. We're going to wait on what GCOM has to say, right? Those were very, very closely contested races in Bartica and in Mahdia. So, folks, now let's come back to Georgetown. Let's come back to Georgetown. As I said, 5 out of the 15 constituencies won by the PPP, the APNU winning 10 out of those 15. But Georgetown was the center of a lot of talk. It was the center of a lot of publicity. Georgetown was the center of a lot of notable faces switching allegiance. If I'm not, I stand corrected here. Mr. Malcolm Ferreira, who ran as an independent in constituency is 6, I believe. No, 10. Constituency 10, or Boystown area. And he would have been elected to the council in 2016, I believe. And he served as a councillor, running as an independent. Not as a part of the APNU, but as an independent. But I'm assuming, in matters on the council, he would have caucused with the APNU. Let's just say that. Now, Malcolm Ferreira decided that he's going to be Wickedy. It's Mr. Wickedy. And he decided to switch allegiance and he decided essentially to give away his independence because he ran as an independent candidate and joined the PPP. I want you to listen to Malcolm on nomination day, because we talk about, the narrative being peddled and pushed. Listen to what Malcolm said on nomination day. Our operator is going to get this for you. Just a few. I want you to listen. We'll come back and have a discussion on what he said. All right?
Invested a lot of money in infrastructure, right? And so that gave me an indication that persons were willing to work with others. And so here I am.
So would this be specifically the Boulevard project through street works in that area that would have probably inspired you? And
not necessarily only that, but the ability to be somewhere where you can have access to and work with people who really want to develop.
Pause. Now, folks, bring me back a little bit. Put it small. I want you to understand something, folks. Now, this is a PPP person interviewing Malcolm here, and I want you to kind of piece out this strategy here. Now, the Independence Boulevard that is being upgraded and developed. It's not a city council project. Note, it is not a city council project. So Malcolm is saying to the people here, he switched allegiance, he gave away his independence. Here's a man that ran as an independent and won. Switch, give away his independence to run as a part of the PPP and lost. Now, what he was saying on nomination day here was, look, you know, he saw development and he decided that he wants to be on that side. You can say whatever you want. We know what really is going on. But let's not get distracted. The boulevard, the person interviewing is trying to probe him to say, oh, the boulevard development project is the reason why one of the projects that I see that has nothing to do with the council. That is central government doing the work that they're supposed to do as central government. They're supposed to fix roads. They're supposed to take care of major infrastructure. They're supposed to do these things. They're supposed to take care of healthcare. They're supposed to take care of education. They're supposed to take care of national security. So this is not nothing that the people give into a specific community because of any reason. These are things that government's supposed to do. Nothing to do with the council. What they would have been doing is starving the council of their funds and then swooping in like the savior. But I also wanted to point that out. So this was their plan all the time. Let central government come in and do these couple projects and then say to the people, look, vote for the PBP, put them in the council, look what they're doing here. That is central government's responsibility. Let's continue. Let's go on. Let's listen to Mr. Ferreira.